Yeah, welcome back, and this is Joy Deadline Day. We are live on the Joy News channel and also live on Joy Prime. We are on all the Facebook channels, Facebook pages there on Joy Prime and on Joy News. You want to keep the comments coming too on Twitter, hashtag Joy Deadline Day. We're going to go to the screen and pick some of your thoughts, so just keep the comments coming too. We've spoken of Mohamed Kudus, who've done for Tau Isahaku, another Ghanaian player who has also gotten an opportunity to play at a very top club is Enes Nyama, and he's gone to Olympic Lyon. And that's big move for him after, had his stint at Norgeland, impressed there. And also even at the Black Meteors level, also impressed. Even got a Black Stars debut for himself. So it's big move for him there. Daniel Krantz is there, Gary's here. Daniel, let me come to you about Enes Nyama, big opportunity. And I'm particularly impressed about this window because of the Ghanaian players. Yeah. The players that people describe as the future of the Black Stars, getting such huge opportunities.
Yeah, the good thing for me about this Nyama move is not just the league he's going to, because we know the French league has been degraded to number 7 ever since.
It's no more in the top 5.
Yeah, since Messi left. But for Enes Nyama, is the club he's going to. That's what's exciting me. Olympic Lyon is one of the biggest teams in France, if not the biggest team in France, and whatever you do there is magnified, and the spotlight is at Olympic Lyon. So you look at the likes of the big transfers that have come out of that team in the past 5-6 years. We saw Paqueta leave Lyon to the Premier League. We saw Lacazette leave Lyon to the Premier League. When the big teams are watching some of these smaller leagues, they watch the bigger teams in those leagues. So the likes of PSG, Marseille, Lyon, and whatever he does there is going to be magnified. For me, he has an exceptional talent. He's a brilliant player. There's space in this Lyon team for him because we know that they've lost some of their players during this transfer window. There's a space there for him to go and burst onto the scene and make a name for himself. And the French league suits players of his style. You look at the likes of Dembele, you look at Mbappe, these wide wingers who have the ability to exploit spaces. And I think it's a very good move for him. But of course, it's not something that we expect him to stay there for a very long time. Yeah. He also needs to make that career the next step. But I think this is the right move for him.
Well, the player himself has been speaking after he made the move. Let's hear that. That's Enes Nyama there. Well, another Ghanaian player who got to move away from Leicester City is Daniel Amate. I mean, in fact, in the very ending of the season...
Well, the English Premier League likes to say that when you don't get a place there, then they ship you off to Turkey. It's been a running joke for years, But the Turkish league has built a solid brand in that vein, like that, taking the so-called rejects from the Premier League, mostly rehabilitating them and bringing them right back into the top 5. Because it is as competitive as any league in the world. It's intense. Emotionally, psychologically, you have to be up there. And I think that is what makes players want to go there and come back. We've seen it with lots, even with the Ghanaian players. Andre, Apia, So it's a place where they like to go. Jiku hopefully will have that as well. And for Daniel Amate, what does he need to do at this stage of his career? He does some things well and some things not too well. I mean, his flaws are very, very apparent. They say he doesn't have turning, right? He's your
That's a very Ghanaian thing.
Yeah, they say he doesn't have turning. Only turning. He's your archetypal hard defender. When it comes to the technicalities, he can be found wanting, and he will thrive.
Go to Saudi.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So I think he will do well, and I think it's a good move for him, all things considered, as well. And I'm quite happy for him also.
Well, of course, he'll be playing alongside, Wilfred Zaha is in there. Even this Alex Chamberlain.
Okshambo. Rehabilitation.
Yeah, so he's also there. But let's get to Fento now and get update on, the top transfers among the top 4 clubs in the English Premier League. After that, we have something special coming your way. Fent.
Yeah, that's right. And, you mentioned the Ghanaian transfers. Today on deadline day, Sadiq Ibrahim made a move from BK Häcken in the Swedish league to AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie. Now, Ibrahim Sadiq is one of those players that played in the Under-17 World Cup in 2017 alongside Kudus Mohamed. and he himself, he went to Northland with Kudus. It didn't quite work out for him there, and then he got frustrated, left Northland, and then went to BK Hacking, where he's had a phenomenal last 18 months, if you like. And this season has only just started in Sweden. He started earlier than the rest of the leagues, and he's already scored 22 goals in 24 games overall. And in the Europa League last night, he scored 2 goals to power BK Hacking to the Europa League group stages just before he went to sign for AZ Alkmaar, who themselves will be playing in Europe next season. So it's really good to see that another product from that U17 team in 2017 is making headway now back into the limelight, even if his path has been a little bit, wobbly in that sense. But he's here now, and congratulations to him. Also, like we promised you, the transfers by clubs, and we'll go to the top 4 clubs if you like. I don't know when they force the conversation into a top 6, but it's always been a top 4. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and of course Arsenal. Now it's impossible to do it without Man City. So the top 5, Spurs 2 are trying to force themselves into the conversation. So now top 6. But we begin with Arsenal. Chelsea didn't even finish in the top 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 last season. So I don't know. But Arsenal have been very busy this transfer window. Players they've brought in: David Raya, a goalkeeper. They brought in Declan Rice, 105 million. Urian Timber, Kai Havertz, Nicolas Pepe has returned on leave. And that's all they've brought in this summer. They've sent out a lot of players, okay? Just now, Nathan Batla is gone to Cheltenham on loan. Nuno Tavares is gone to Nottingham Forest on loan. Folarin Balogun is gone to Monaco for £34 million. He spent last season on loan in France. Kieran Tierney is gone to Real Sociedad on loan. Tyrese John Jules, Brooke Norton Coffey, Runa Alex Ronnerson, Marquinhos, Charlie Patino, Matt Turner, Maitland-Niles, we mentioned him earlier, Mika Biret, Austin Trusty, Ben Cottrell, Pablo Mari, Hubert, Grashak, Billy Viga, Mauro Bandera, Granit Xhaka, Mazid Agumbo, Nicola Mola, Matt Smith, all of them released from Arsenal. So they have been very, very busy in the transfer window in terms of outgoings, but not nearly as busy as their London neighbours, Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have signed 16 players this window alone. 16 players this window alone. Okay? Cole Palmer, the latest to join. Georgi Petrovic, they signed a goalkeeper, Serbian. David Washington, they signed him from Santos, Brazilian. Romeo Lavia, 53 million. Caicedo, Robert Sanchez, a goalkeeper. So 2 goalkeepers this window alone. They did sell 2 goalkeepers as well. We'll get to that. Azel Disasi, Leslie Ugochukwu, Angelo Gabriel, Ish Samuel Smith, Calum Hudson, Odo returned on loan. Now he's gone, of course, to Nottingham Forest. Alex Matos came in. Diego Moreira, Nicholas Jackson, Dijon Richards, Christopher Nkunku, Kendrick Pius, all came in. And look at the list of the outgoings. It is unbelievable. And this, just to give you an idea, Chelsea's list of players they brought in ends here, 16. But the players they have sent out continues. And watch how much longer that line continues. Pulisic, John Rakinat, Datro Fofana, Abdubaba Rahman, Aspilicueta, Mason Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Kai Havertz, Kovacic, Koulibaly, Kante, Baxter. I'm tired. Let's go to a different club. The list just goes on and on and on. What you need to know, 36 players Chelsea have shipped out. All right? Now, let's now check out Man United. Of course, how many players they have brought in this summer, and then how many they have sold. Okay, fine. I think I see Liverpool here. Right, let's just do Liverpool. All right, they brought in Endo, midfielder. Soboslai, midfielder. McAllister, midfielder. 3 signings from Liverpool this summer. They've shipped out a lot of players. Oxlade-Chamberlain, you see him there. The most notable ones, Nathan Phillips, James Norris, Lucas Stephenson. They've also shipped out Fabinho, as you're aware, Jordan Henderson, and quite a few other players, as you see in the list there. Robert Firmino, also the most notable one, and Fabio Carvalho is gone on loan. So Liverpool themselves have been very active in terms of outgoings. And this is saying something about the players and about the clubs, of course, and their activity this transfer window. Let's look at Man City and then Man United. Matheus Nunes, they just signed him from Wolverhampton Wanderers because they couldn't get Paqueta. They've since signed him from Wolves. Jeremy Doku has also coming from Rennes. If the name sounds familiar, that's because it is. He's of Ghanaian heritage, played for Rennes. Wonderful winger. Okay, Jasko Gvardiol, 77 million, defender from Leipzig, and then Kovacic. These are the players Man City have signed. They've let go of Cole Palmer, as you're aware, he's gone to Chelsea. A few other academy players have gone on loan. Aymeric Laporte, they've sold him to Al Nassr. He's gone to Saudi Arabia as well. And then those, of course, are the most notable outgoings, including Riyad Mahrez, who's also gone to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia for some 30 million. Benjamin Mendy, after his court case has also been released, he's gone back to Ligue 1, and that's where he is now. Now, let's check out, finally, Manchester United and their activity in the transfer window. Who have they brought in? Sergio Reguilon, okay, on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, they've signed a young player from Turkey, Fenerbahce. His name is Altay Bayinde. They've signed Rasmus Højlund, who is a striker. Andre Onana is a goalkeeper. Johnny Evans, they've signed him on a free transfer. Mason Mount, of course, has also come in from Chelsea, 55 million. Their outgoings, we stick with the most notable ones. Fred is gone to Fenerbahce, so no more McFred in midfield, unfortunately, for a lot of ASU fans. Anthony Elanga is also gone. You know him, the Swedish international. He's gone to Nottingham Forest. Alex Telles, this guy was supposed to be the next big left back. And I remember a good friend of mine, when he was coming, it was unbelievable. He said he'll be sending in the crosses. Wow, wow, wow. He's gone to Al Nassr. The only wow he'll be doing is counting money. Okay, Alex Telles is gone. David De Gea, the most dramatic transfer among United this season was the release of David De Gea. He's gone as a free agent. And then some of their most talented youth players, Iqbal was supposed to be the next Zidane. He literally has Zidane in his name. Didn't have any. Axel Twanzembe, they insulted him because he was mistakes prone. So they released him. Phil Jones, finally, after what seemed like
10 years.
See that after what seemed like forever. Razak, I'm sure you've been watching Phil Jones ever since you started watching football. He is finally not a Man United player and basically wrapping up Man United transfer activity. So more outgoings, every single one of these clubs, than incomings, even for Chelsea.
Okay, so one of the interesting things with Man United is the African player who I think should already, I tweeted that he should already be a Manchester United legend even before he kicks a ball. Because for Sufyan Amrabat to insist, I'm sure if he could have gone for a hunger strike, he would have. He would have called his mother like Rubiales to also do a hunger strike on his behalf. To have forced the move the way he did was remarkable. You know, when was the last time a player did that? I mean, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah, the Ajax contingent. The season Kudus wanted to leave. That's 2 seasons ago. Or last transfer window. Anthony skipped training. There was another guy.
Well, even in Germany, Colum Wani himself at Frankfurt. Yeah. You know,
Matheus Nunes
literally wrote.
Matheus Nunes went on strike. That's just the guy I was thinking.
Matheus Nunes.
Yeah.
So Amrabat, if we will have the video to show you, do a deep dive for about 5 minutes. Danny, what does he bring, and why do Man United need somebody of his profile? Anytime we have that video, please show us. It's a compact.
Amrabat. Daniel, come here. So that's Daniel.
That's serious.
You know, celebrating Sofyan Amrabat's move to Manchester United. Clearly, one player that is very much be looking forward to joining Manchester.
If Chelsea signed Kylian Mbappe, I dance Adoa.
That's like never happening. Isn't it? It's like it's never happening. It's like it's never happening. But I think it's a great move for Amrabat himself. But I was just curious.
I can boldly say that with Amrabat, things are going to change.
Well, interesting. So that's it. We have to get to the Ghanaian space now because there's been quite a number of transfers. The window was supposed to close today, but there's been an extension to the 8th of September.
Yeah, indeed. So, just to give you a wrap of the Ghanaian moves, here are some of the top moves. And I promise, every transfer we do, we say this, and we don't say it with any malice or to be condescending to the Ghanaian Premier League. But it is a fact that many of you don't follow. So we promise to give you as much context as possible, starting with this slide of moves, who they are, and where they are from. Enjoy our Ghanaian transfer buzz as we do the deep dive. literally Ghana football transfer bite. So here's the thing. We had wanted to do a full-blown transfer thing for the Ghana Premier League today, and we had been planning it because it ends today. It was supposed to end at midnight today, and then yesterday, the announcement came that they've extended it to next week. So we will.
That's why it's hard to plan with Ghana football.
It's so hard to plan. It's so hard.
You are producing a show for today. It's Ghana Premier League transfer deadline, 1st September. We have been planning for a 1st September show.
Like the wicked
then
things.
31st August, you say you have extended to 8 September.
Can you you can't do this in Germany.
You are planning to show a Homo Cup on Sunday, then Friday they say we won't play again.
That's another one.
Charles away.
We can't be doing that.
Anyway, we will show you. Okay, let's go through Kotoko and Hearts. Only Kotoko and Hearts. Okay, so we'll show you just Kotoko and Hearts, and then we come in Kotoko and Hearts so far, and then we come and do more of the stuff. So yes, Hearts of Oak. These are the incomings. Michael Ampedu. But first of all, please give me the camera. Please give me the camera. Let me do. We have a substitution.
Half-time substitution.
Yeah, half-time substitution. Which actually time for the next 48 to 50 minutes. So he will be here. He will take us through some of the stuff we saw for Kotoko and Hearts and why they are important. So let's go.
So you can see Michael Ampedu for, I think, 3 years, possibly the best right back in the league. Played for Liberty Professionals and then moved on to Legon Cities. And for the chaos that happened at the club at the end of the season, he thought it was to move on to pastures. And you had to have got a massive gap in that slots. And so they've decided to open the checkbook, go in and sign him. You know, Samuel Nkum's contract was not renewed. So he's moved on. Fatah Omar.
So he'll be replacing Nkum.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you've got Leventius Arthur. Someone many thought should have made the Black Meteor squad that went to Morocco. Very good left back, very solid, gives you a balance in terms of what you need at the rear and then going forward. Very disciplined as well.
So Hearts have got possibly the best right back in Ghana and the best left back in Ghana.
As well, in Leventius Arthur. And then you've got Kelvin Osea-Sibe. Kelvin Osea-Sibe was captain at Techiman 11 Wonders.
Yes.
I think he played for the Liberty Academy, but thanks to the strong roots of the people running Techiman 11 Wonders who knew where he was coming from, used that to snap him from the Liberty Academy. And last season he was possibly the best player in the Division 1 league, excelled in the playoffs. Unfortunately, as we know, Bafo got the qualification slots and Accra Hearts have got their man. He comes in very handy, and again, Agbesima, David Opoafrane. Now, under normal circumstances, when Hearts and Kotoko, our local clubs, go on these massive spending sprees, we all go haywire. But if you have noticed, not a lot of people are complaining because you can tell the void that is at the club. So in the last 6 months, they've moved on about 5 centre-backs. So Robert Adesowa is no longer at the club. The former vice-captain, Mohamed Al-Hassan, has been moved on. The Kunedu Yadom, who they went to war for last year, is gone. They've moved him on to Ukraine. So they need players at the back. I think James Sewano as well, they have made his loan move to Samatex permanent. And so they need centre-backs. And if you go through the players that they have signed, it is difficult to question the quality that they have got. But of course, there is a small matter of making sense of these in a tactical context.
Wicked. So there's Asante Kotoko as well. Let's look at Asante Kotoko. So the context of Asante Kotoko is that they are still buying from, you will see, the list of the clubs, you know, Rangers de Kinshasa, that's Wanet Kashala, Yaya Daouni from Susubribi. I'd heard quite a bit about Yaya Daouni as well. Yeah.
So I think Hearts of Oak and Kotoko are onto something good. Because this window is one of those situations where you are not going to say, Aladia Kambi, Dote, or Nanaya Amponsa. You know that, yes, there are administrative people making some of these calls, but the ultimate determination of who we should sign has been made with a lot of technical considerations or inputs. So before we come to the Kotoko, you realize that Hasselhoff had all of these players training when the technical director and then the manager came. But we're only getting the confirmation or the announcement of these contracts in the past week. So they have had the chance to work with these players for 2 weeks before giving the seal of approval that, you know what, there's quality in here, so go ahead and then sign them and offer these contracts. Same goes for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because Kwesi Appiah, former Black Stars coach, in a role that has not been defined, but we understand that to be similar to that of a technical director at Kotoko. He exercises oversight over what Prosper Ogum is doing, and together they are looking around the market to find what they believe represents value for the team. And quite a number of players have left the club, so it is important that they find replacements for these. There's one thing that you would notice. You are no longer finding Hearts and Kotoko going for the supposed stars of the league.
No. This is for about the last 3 or 4 seasons. They don't do that.
So you don't find...
In fact, it's become an accusation and a stick with which fans of Kotoko in particular beat the club with. That CC, our team not a Division 2 club.
Charlie, to a certain extent, there's logic, there's merits in that accusation. But also, football fans need to come to the realization that the best of talents do not play in the Ghana Premier League. They play in exactly where Hearts and Kotoko are finding these clubs. That is where Wafa, that is where Cheetah, that is where Right to Dream Academy find the talents that they polish in 6 months, in a year, and then move them to Norgeland, and then move them to all of these fancy clubs in Europe. The problem is, do they have the same trust, or are the scouts who are mentioning or recommending these players to these clubs, do they have the same experience? Do they have the same knowledge to be able to identify what makes a player? Even beyond the natural talent, there's what we call the temperament. There is the mentality. And for teams like Kotoko, it is super important because one of the most expensive players Kotoko signed in the last 5 years did not work out, not because he was not a good player, but because he had attitude issues. Stephen Amankona, a year ago. So those are questions that people would ask. Have you done your due diligence in this player? Not long ago, Michael Vinicius came to Kotoko, and the contract had to be terminated for reasons we cannot discuss here. So those are things that beyond the names that you would want to hear as a fan, you perhaps need to be asking your football clubs whether or not they are getting value. But at the end of the day, you realize that people want to give Prosper Ogum the benefit of the doubt. He knows the ethos of the club. He knows the club inside out, now that he's back a second time. And so we're waiting to see what he does with this, because unlike the first period, he essentially has a free hand to pick and choose who he wants. He only needs to justify it to Kwesi Appiah, and then they will make that deal happen for him. They may not have gotten some of the players they wanted. I believe David Opon-Afrani is one that they would have loved to have, but they have Yaya Baba. Very, very good footballer, left-footed, can dribble, close control, and his end product is not exactly shabby. And he is one of those cases of a player who did well against Kotoko, and then they went out to sign him. But there's more to him than just the 2 games that he excelled against Kotoko.
That's one. Randolph is also on the move.
Okay, so Randolph. Let's wait and see if they're able to get it over the line. We'll be here on too many occasions.
Yeah, when this has happened. Anyway, so thanks for that. Thanks. What you got?
Yeah, quite a lot of you have been interacting with us on the hashtag Joy Deadline Day on Twitter. We promise we'll go to your messages. And so I've sorted them out, retweeted the ones that I really want to read so that it's easy for me to sort through them because there's a lot of them coming in. So you keep your comments coming. Joy Deadline Day. Hashtag is Joy Deadline Day on Twitter. Remember, we still have a lot coming up because we're going through all those late deals and we're on till 10:30. So we'll go through every single one of those late deals happening. Some of you wanted to know what's happening with Trevor Chaloba's deal. Trevor Chaloba looks like he's staying at Chelsea. He was supposed to go to Bayern Munich. The window's shut already and it's not gone. So it looks like that's not going to happen. But let me take your thoughts. And those of you who are leaving us messages, just leave us a message and add the hashtag Joy Deadline Day. I will see it, I retweet it, and I can read and share it with the rest of our viewers. So let me just go through some of them. Nathaniel, and you can see your handle on there as well. It says, I'm okay with Real Madrid not signing any player. Let's trust Yoselu. Mbappe can stay at PSG for life.
But no. Are we going to take the comments and then discuss it a bit, or we should finish and then?
I don't know. We will take the comments. The people who are sharing their opinions with us. I'm sharing their opinions with the rest of the viewers from across the globe. So he encourages others to also, because their voices have to be heard.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm just.
Because I have a problem with these tweets, but you go ahead. You go ahead.
I see. So you want to comment on the tweet?
Yeah, but you finish.
You want to comment on the comments?
On the comments.
What's your comment on the comment? Mbappe can stay at PSG for life. Your problem is
No, not that one. They're not signing a player.
They said
I think Don Carlo is getting something wrong. I don't think the team is as set as they want us to believe.
Problem did there. Okay, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Omar Reigns, he says, what's up with Papa Perez? He don't go add players. One Real Madrid fan says they are okay. Another one says they are not.
It be this matter.
Yeah, he says he don't go add players. We don't get striker. Our top defender two head. I bet make he add players. He's not adding. And he says Hala Madrid. All right, interesting. Akwesi Waiter Carter says, I'm very happy Man United has signed a player like Amrabat, and I'm very, very happy. Virgil King, Kwame Libido says, Nottingham Forest, no. What they wrong them? 1 minute we are not signing them.
They signed 21 last year.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. There's more here. Nasir Mohammed. Nasir Mohammed is actually, interestingly, my classmate from Canton Secondary.
Right.
He's watching the show all the way from Tumu. I salute all the people in Tumu, my people. The best transfer this season is Jude Bellingham from Dortmund to Real Madrid. He's already settled into the team. I can't argue with that. He's scoring for fun. He's probably their player of the month. Sly says, Sly Lie. He says, what is up for Trevor Chalobah? Spurs or nah? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Somebody wants to know who did Danny's makeup. I don't know what's wrong with that.
What's wrong with fresh?
Awar Mohammed says, I'm happy Conor Gallagher is staying. Nottingham Forest will suffer this season. Interesting. Edu Frank, he says, I'm watching you live from Kumasi. Any transfer news from Chelsea?
Bro.
Really? You want transfer news from Chelsea
You want
today?
After 16.
Well, after 16, thank you. You want another one? They signed a player yesterday. That's all you need to know. Dari Saming Oniamus says, I think Fatal moving to Leicester City was in the right direction. And Richmond says, Forest is signing every player they hear is available for free or has a small price tag. Hard team, he says. Lewandowski Melo says, what do you make of the Felix transfer to Barcelona? Will he be able to source in this Xavi system? I'll throw that question to Daniel. Gambero Roland says Liverpool would be the sickest club to refuse such an astronomical amount for a 31-year-old who will score more than 30 goals this season and with no Champions League football. He's referring to Mohamed Salah and the supposed £200 million bid that's coming from Al Ittihad. Adam says Man United midfield trio will have a new addition in Amrabat. We will cook this season. Divine from Koftan sent in that message. Godfred Mensah says, Ghanaians always will hype a player, but later they will leave it up to expectations. Or they will not live up to expectations. Interesting. All right, cool. Akwesi Waitekata says, the EPL is a different league altogether, and we must limit our expectations on Mohamed Kudus. We've seen greater players come into this league and could not perform. Mumuni Salahuddin. First, he says, I wish Mohamed Kudus and Abdul Fattah Issahaku good luck in their new teams. Tamale Mayo says Barcelona won this transfer window.
They did.
Masoud Hamza says, hi, Gary. I'm just happy my team, Barca, is strengthening up our team to compete in a UCL this season. And Nation Builder says, it's deadline day. Andre Ayew is still without a club.
That's a big one.
That's the message to end all messages. And Nana Kojo says, Chelsea and Man United, dear, in Tebun Kwao. And Jamal Damois, he says, West Ham surprisingly has an enormous competition in the front zone. Bowen, Fornals, Paqueta, Antonio, Benrahma, Lanzini. In as much as I believe Kudus is better than most of them, I still think he faces a bigger competition than he did at Ajax and would have to do more to get starting position. Lots of messages on the
but this is a very good spectrum. This is a very good spectrum on the hashtag.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think we can take a couple of them. Somebody wanted to know about Joao Felix, right?
Yes, Barcelona.
Quickly, before I do Joao Felix, Bibiani Gold Stars, my very good friends. They also sent the players they brought in.
No. We have it.
We have it too.
We have the full list there.
Yeah, so we'll show it later.
No. Please, for proof. Where's
For
the
proof,
line? Show me
please.
the any ghost.
Evidence.
We have not neglected.
Look.
And there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
3 seconds.
We have everything.
Yeah.
I said, we were preparing for that.
No. So wait, ask your friend if our list is updated.
Oh yeah, it's updated. Huh?
No. So ask him.
Daniel has
No, I have the list. He sent me the list.
Is it correct?
It's the same thing.
Mention
It's
what
the
you
same
have.
thing.
The same.
William Denchi, Alex Eso,
Check.
Sadat
No, wait.
Mohammed.
When you mentioned that, we check.
William Denchi,
Check.
Alex Asu,
Check.
Sadat Mohammed.
Check.
Yeah, Ose,
Check.
Eric
Roland
Bosom
Ricon.
Train. Eric Bosom Train.
No, that's a
Everybody has
later.
changed his name to Roland Ricon.
Yeah.
So we do have, unfortunately.
So like we said,
they
Charlie.
had been producing a show to include everything, including Ghana Premier League, and until yesterday when they extended the window to the 8th. So if you come and do a deadline show and it's not a deadline, what are you doing?
Shock.
That's the point. So we had to put that on the back burner and now try to look at only European, unfortunately.
No, let me just do a 15-second, and camera, if you can focus on me for this one. Look,
Where are we?
Ghana Football Association, like, we are your friends. You know, like, some of these things, if you are going to do it, just give us a heads up. See, if we don't hype these players, 90% of the players we have discussed here, people at home, they don't know them. It's our job, you know, like, please, just work with us. We've done this before. You know, we've done this before. The first time we did a Ghana Premier League transfer show, we literally had the GFA in the same WhatsApp group with us. They set up a WhatsApp group with us. So, like, when we said Danny has moved from here to here, it wasn't, no, it was official. It had gone through the transfer, the TMS. The TMS and the GFA told us, and they have stopped.
Oh, GFE.
They have stopped. You know, and we are doing deadline day show. We spoke to them. You are going to change the thing, and you don't tell us.
GFE change on
It wasn't fair at all.
No, it wasn't nice.
It wasn't fair.
You know, so people were blasting us. You know, when we put the artwork that we're going to do a show, and in the first hour, I saw the comments. You're not doing local.
No, but I saw some of as for this one, I'll come in. I saw some of, in fact, there was this one comment that caught my eye. Do something for your own league. So I opened the guy's profile, and his cover photo is Old Trafford. and his profile photo is Bruno Fernandes.
And he's coming to blame me for not being GPL.
Boga, let's move on.
No, anyway, let me take a few more messages. And you have comments there.
Sure.
Obviously, people have issues. This one says, it's from Kwame Davis. And after I started reading the message, loads started coming.
Fantastic.
So Liverpool knew they could target other players and they spoiled the market for Chelsea, eh? Interesting. I'm sure he's talking about Gravenberch going to Liverpool. Brad Eugene, he says, I'm happy the day you didn't get a club. We go remove him from the national team. He's in the team for the game against Central African Republic. Whether you like it or not, he's there. This message, Kofi Pumplanso says, the impending exit of Maatsen from Chelsea portends an unfavorable denouement.
Hey.
Even if I didn't know this word, and Kameba, I would have come to disgrace myself here. You understand? Yes. It says, even if our incomings have rendered us impecunious, it would be immorigous and unsagacious of the club to sell such an ardently devoted progeny of our academy system. Keep him. Who is this guy?
His name is Puplampu.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, Greenwood, there you go. Somebody wanted to know what's happening. Joy Sports just updated. According to Fabrizio, his loan transfer for United Getafe is completed.
Fantastic.
And you see there's picture evidence of Mason Greenwood
He's not smiling.
going. Exactly.
It's not now. He'll smile now.
Yes. Black guy says they are signing Mount Mamaba. He's referring to Amraba, and they think they will make top 4. He's laughing. Destiny says, is Chelsea still going to sign any players? And this one's from Obed. He says, Gary, as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy with our transfers this season, even though Kudus in place of Kai would have been the best. But why is Danny's face shining like that?
It's the grace of God. Grace of God. It's the grace of God. So, guys, friends, I'm told that
somebody says want to know Malansa.
Malansa.
You know the interesting thing about Malansa? Somebody once insulted me that my head like Malansa.
You wait.
So I've never forgotten.
This is important. We need to absolutely go for this commercial break. You know, money makes the station go round. We will be back in 2 minutes. Stay with us. This is Deadline Day.